Hello friends and family. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, but it's kind of good for me at least to do these garden videos. Not only does it keep me kind of interested, but I can look back on them and see how things have changed. So today is Friday, April 2nd, and let's take a look and see what we have going on. Most of my patio plants did okay over the winter. A few are showing signs of a little distress because we've had so many dry winds. The Santa Ana winds have been completely out of control this year. This is my lemon guava tree, which is just kind of sitting here. It's not really doing much of anything, but I took a close look, and right at the very end I see some new growth happening, so I'm encouraged by this. Some of these plants I've put into the cloth containers, which are 15-gallon containers. The cloth supposedly helps to air prune the roots, so you can successfully grow some of these plants in these cloth containers without being root bound. It actually does some kind of way of pruning the roots. We'll see. This particular plant here, this is kind of cool. This is the star cherry, the Patangatuba. This guy, the leaves change to a reddish color over the winter when it gets cold, and it's actually beautiful. I really like it. I didn't notice any new growth on it, but look at that. Just this morning now. That's brand new growth. Cherry of the Rio Grande also got put into a 15-gallon cloth container. Lots of new growth on this, so I'm super encouraged. Love to see this thing get some cherries. Here's my big Jaboticaba. It suffered quite badly this winter with the winds. See all of the brown leaves? I follow this guy on Instagram who grows these here in Southern California in the San Diego area, and he says that it's very, very common to get the brown leaves when the dry winds hit it. But I took a look on the back side of it, and there's some new growth right there. So again, encouraged. That's a good thing. Oh, there's some new growth right there too. You see that? All right, no signs of flower buds though. I would love to see flowers on this, but no signs yet. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Check out the blueberries. Oh my goodness. Absolutely loaded with blueberries. Now this is pretty cool. These are blueberry plants that do well here in Southern California. They do require some chill hours, but much lower than most that you would find in the Pacific Northwest and in more northern climates. Look at this guy. Just filled. These are a little bit smaller blueberries, but super, super tasty. Now this guy here, this is my Australian fingerling lime tree. Okay, if you've never had a fingerling lime, they're really cool. They're about the size of a pinky finger, and they have a really thin skin on them. When you cut them open, the lime inside, they're these little balls of lime juice. Some people refer to them as lime caviar, but they're really, really cool. You put them in drinks, you put them up on Mexican food, things like that. So when you bite into it, there's this little crunch of lime. It is fantastic. It has been blooming off the hook. Look at that. Whoops, here, let me see if I can focus on that. There we go. Look at that. And everywhere there are little teeny tiny little limes. See that? There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them on this little teeny tiny tree, and I'm encouraged. I hope they all ripen. That would be so awesome. All of them are about that size right now, but the bees have been loving it. They're just now transitioning into the fruiting stage. Most of the flowers are gone. There's just a few left. But yeah, there's little limes everywhere. I love it. Okay, moving on. This is a red guava. Lots of new growth. This guy needs to go into the ground, though. I think he's going to grow to be a pretty decent sized specimen. I don't know if I'll get any fruit off of him this year. Probably not. But there's some new growth. Oopsie, there's some spider webs or something. Oh yeah, look at that. We've got something eating on this. Oh yeah. Well, you know, I mean, that happens. I just got to keep after it. So this guy did the worst over the winter. This is my achacha, and I think the fact that I haven't really seen much growth on this, I think it's root bound. I'm going to have to do something with this. I'll probably put this into one of the 15-gallon. Hey, knock off that sawing over there. What's going on? I'm trying to do a video here. Jeez, neighborhood people. What's up? Anyway, I think I'm going to put this guy into a 15-gallon cloth container. Here is my Parfianca pomegranate. Hey, stop with the sign. Thank you. Turn it off. Okay. Yeah, check it out. Check out the buds. Yeah, we got about, I think it was 5 or 6 pomegranates off this last year, about the size of a softball. Fantastic pomegranates. This too went into a cloth container, and it's super healthy. Really loving it. No problems whatsoever. Strawberries. Got these strawberries. It's kind of interesting. They're about 2 or 3 years old now. They never grow much beyond this, and they just kind of put out a couple little strawberries here or there. It's super sweet, super wonderful, and I found that they love as much worm castings as possible. As you can see, I've put some worm castings in there, so more the merrier on these guys. I think I mentioned in the last video that this area right here, I had a full-blown passion fruit vine here that was pretty big. It actually stretched all the way to that passion fruit vine, but the gophers came in and killed it. Well, this guy right here, this was a cutting that I took from my original, which is that guy, and I nurtured it over the winter underneath grow lights, and it did pretty well. So I came out and planted it this time in gopher netting. Yeah, I'm not falling for that again. But you can see, check out the new leaves that came out when it was inside the house underneath the grow light. As soon as I put it outside, they got sunburned. This is what sunburn looks like on a leaf. It'll be okay. Plenty of new growth, as you can see right there, and all of this is new growth. In the next few months, this will be up and over the top of the fence, so it should be fine. My banana survived. This is the only plant, actually, yeah, so this is one of the few. I have 3 plants that are not in gopher baskets. And this is small enough that it can be toppled by gophers, but I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. Check out the little pup. So we'll see. I mean, you know, trying to decide if I want to put more bananas in here. I really like them. I think I definitely want to, but this time I'm going to do gopher baskets everywhere. Here's my original passion fruit vine. It is getting old. It's passion fruit vines supposedly only last 6 to 8 years. This vine is 5 years old, so it's starting to show its age. It's and it could be also from the winter too. I need to get in here once this harvest is over. This is the winter harvest. Once this winter harvest is over, I think I'm gonna cut it back quite a ways so that some new new growth can take place, but it goes way over the fence and is a pretty big vine. So yeah, you can see right here, there's quite a few dead branches and stuff. I just need to clean this out so that the new growth can get in here. But the winter harvest of passion fruit is always a little bit smaller than the summer harvest. As soon as these guys come off, the flowers will come out probably June, I would say, somewhere around in there. And then we'll get fruit in the fall. And that's the good fruit because it's had plenty of warmth, plenty of sunshine all summer long. So here's the new passion fruit vine. This guy's doing good. It has absolutely no fruit on it. It did not fruit over the winter, which is okay. I don't mind. When I got it, it did have some fruit on it, so I do know that it is a viable vine. But it's doing really, really well. Just a matter of time. It'll take over most of this fence. And oh, check out that guy right there. See him? See him right there? The little lizard? See how close I can get. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, so this vine will take over most of this fence and will also stretch to meet the original vine. These are two different cultivars. That's a Panama Red, and this is the common purple. You can see there's a little bit of difference in the color of the leaves, but they're pretty much the same genus. Look at the original one going down into the bushes on the other side of the fence. Here's my mango tree. I did some pretty heavy pruning of it last year after the harvest. I started out with probably about a dozen or more, and of those mangoes, probably about 8 to 10 actually came to maturity and were really, really, really good. Nothing like picking a mango off the tree and eating it. Kind of a tough winter. There were so many winds, and the dry winds is really what takes its toll on the tree. As you can see, all of the leaf ends are kind of dried out. And this is a little bit of anthracnose, I think is how you pronounce it. That's a fungus that I get here. It happens when we have lots of rains. So this that I pruned, no growth on that, but up over here in the sun, I've got some growth. So that's where I pruned back last year after the harvest, and it's starting to go. All these little teeny tiny leaves, they're really susceptible to the hot winds. As you can see right here, these leaves came out and then just got burned by the hot winds. Yesterday it was 94 degrees and windy. So it's just the wrong time of the year for it to be hot and windy. That's climate change for you. But I think we'll do okay. I don't know if we're gonna get any flowers off of this year. Though I did notice down here, that looks to be flowers coming out right there. And also focus, right there on the end. So we'll see. Up over here, this is my white sapote, which has grown significantly. I really like it. So I gotta stake it up a little bit better as it's falling over, but check it out. Check it out. That, my friends, is a white sapote flower, and I should be getting some fruit. If I let all of these ripen, it's going to break the tree. So the majority of the fruit is coming off, and the tree's going to have to be pruned back a bit. This is the prune that I did last year, and so you can see all of this above it, and outside of it is all new growth. Look at my original orange tree, just loaded with oranges. And the smell of the blossoms, the orange blossoms, is just intoxicating back here. Here's my little pineapple guava tree that just kind of languished last year. No growth whatsoever. It just sat here. This is exactly the way that it looked when I planted it, and all last year, no growth. This year, I see some growth. I doubt that we're gonna get any fruit off of it this year, because I know where there are some pineapple guavas not too far from here, and they are already fruiting. So I don't think I'm gonna get anything off of this year. Okay, this stick, and I say it's a stick because that's what it looked like. This is my jujube. Not a fan of the fruit. I'll have to admit. I planted it thinking that I might like it. I'd never had a jujube before. It just sat here completely like a dead stick all winter long. Obviously not dead. It's just coming out a little slower than most. So we'll see. We'll see what it does. Okay, here, these are the disappointments. I have 2 dragon fruits that I bought from Home Depot, and I think it's a combination of poor soil, maybe a watering issue, maybe too much, maybe not enough, and some disease issues, some fungus issues, and these poor guys are struggling. They are putting out new growth. There's some there and also there, but it's just struggling. It's just not doing well. So we'll have to just wait and see. This guy looks even worse. And there's really not much new growth on it. There's some right there. And we'll have to wait and see. So this is the red passion fruit. This has lots of growth on it. And actually, other than this primary stalk right here, which got sunburned, it seems quite healthy. It has new growth everywhere and is just circling up and around this pole and getting ready to go across the top of the trellis, which is exactly what I want. This guy's doing pretty good too, as you can see. Sunburn from last year in the fall when it was so ungodly hot, but it's doing well. A little bit of growth there and coming up. Grapevines are doing fantastically well. Look at that. Just beautiful. Curling its way up and around. Oh, what do we have here? Are those leaves or flowers? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Look at that. Oh, that's definitely flowers right there. Curling its way up and around, looking very, very good. Same thing with this guy. This is the Thompson seedless. Oh yeah, look at this. It just popped out. There's my flowers. That's what I wanted to see. Woohoo, we're gonna have grapes this year. Fantastic. And wow, looking good. Okay, So I was out here yesterday and none of these flowers were out yet. Huge amounts of growth off this. And this too, I am guessing if this is similar to a grapevine that we had here once before, by the end of summer, the first half of this trellis area should be completely covered with vines. We'll see. Well, that's it. 20 minutes of me just talking and wasting my breath. Most of you probably have already turned this off, but if you've stuck around, thank you very much. I know I'm going to replay this back maybe next year and see the difference. Thanks so much. Be well, wear your mask. See ya.